On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Search Committee, it is my distinct honor to introduce to you the 21st President Designee of Michigan State University, Dr. Samuel L. Stanley, Jr.
Thank you so much, Trustee Barrett. And again, I cannot express how much I appreciate the confidence in the Board of Trustees has placed in me, and how much I appreciate the work of the Presidential Search Committee. I look forward to meeting with the survivors and their families to understand how do they believe we're doing, how is the university progressing. I know there's been a number of important steps taken by the university to help improve its policies and procedures, to help to work towards changing culture, because that's really what's necessary, is changing culture. It's not just about fixing our procedures. That's incredibly important. We want to create a culture, rather we want to create an infrastructure where people can report, where they're comfortable reporting, where they believe that things will be acted on after they report. We also have to have a culture that's preventing this kind of thing from happening. And what are we doing to do that on campus? So I need to learn. Again, these first few months are going to be important for me to learn about it. But that's really what I've seen. At the same time, Michigan State continues to do great work. We've graduated another amazing class. Your research continues to grow. So what's reassuring to me is we are able to do work, but this fundamentally needs to be fixed, and I'm committed to working to do that. But it's definitely, the one thing I want to say, it's not just me. I don't have the ability to change the culture of Michigan State University by myself. It really requires all of us working together. First of all, I really admire the courage of the survivors and those who came forward, and how difficult, I can't imagine, honestly, how difficult that must be. I want to do that as soon as we reasonably can. It's going to be one of my top priorities when I get to campus. I want to do it as the president of Michigan State University. I think that's important. But I'm really looking forward to hearing their stories, their thoughts, and understanding how I can help and how the university can help, and what are the steps we may need to take, things that may not have been implemented yet that might make a difference. So that's going to be a very high priority for me coming forward. Really what to me, and particularly as a physician, was a gross and incomprehensible betrayal of trust that took place, and the consequences of that kind of betrayal of trust. Again, as a physician, we really rely on people to believe in us. And as an academic leader, we rely on people to believe in us. And when that trust is violated, the damage is terrible, as we've seen. First, I think it does begin with my leadership. The leadership has to be someone that is accountable, has to be someone that's responsible. So that's very important, that people feel as though the administration is held accountable for actions and is responsible for its actions. And then something we've talked about before, again, would be earning trust of the community. And that comes by aligning my words with my actions. That when I say the university is going to move in a direction, we move in that direction. When I say we will implement programs in a particular area, we implement those programs. And we say we're making a commitment to a safe campus, we document the things we're doing to put together that safe campus. And I really believe that the campus culture changes in terms of both the things I've talked about in safety, but also the diversity, inclusion, and equity as well. I think those things are tied together in terms of when one thinks about respect, when one thinks about respecting other people in the community and supporting them in their efforts. So I think that's very important. I think there are always pockets of the university where there's higher possibilities for risk, and those are areas, for example, where there may be a very tight-knit group of individuals who may not want to work centrally to try and improve culture, may not report, believe they can solve things. And one of the things I've worked very hard on at Stony Brook University is making sure that everyone on campus, through the educational process, understands their responsibility in working to prevent sexual violence and relationship violence and sexual abuse on campus. That's incredibly important. Make sure people understand, faculty, staff, and students understand what their responsibilities are. We need to develop what I would call upstander programs, not bystander programs, but upstander programs, where students, faculty, and staff feel that they can get engaged and help students who they seem having difficulty. All these things are part, I think, of changing the culture. But again, it has to come from the top in terms of what I emphasize, what's important to me, where we're putting our resources, and again, how we're getting people engaged to help. I don't have all the answers to this problem, and I'm going to have to learn a lot from the community to get some of the information that all of us need to move it forward. But I think it is a fundamental part of what we're going to be doing here. Know this, I'm committed to being a great listener. I'm committed to learning from you. I take this role very humbly. You've said amazing things about me, and I really appreciate it. But I have a lot to live up to. But I will do my best. I will do my best to be the president that Michigan State needs to move forward. And I wish all you your help, and please help me succeed in doing that. Thank you.
Even though this was a confidential search, it was very open and inclusive in the process, and you heard that through the words of the search committee members today. And I think the outcome speaks volumes because we had a successful search and we indeed did hire the best person to lead Michigan State University.